Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're going to be doing a deep dive into the Yucatán Jay.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, and this is a bird that's only found on the Yucatán Peninsula.
Oh, wow. So it's endemic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's extra special.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and we're going to be looking at some research on them today
Cool.
and learning about their looks and their lifestyle
Right.
and even a little bit of drama too.
Oh, so they get a little feisty.
Oh, yeah, a little bit.
Awesome. I love it.
So,
Well, they're endemic to the Yucatan, like you said, which means they've evolved specifically to live in that environment
right,
and thrive there.
right.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and
Right.
they're pretty striking looking birds.
Yeah.
Imagine, glossy black feathers,
Oh,
but then bam, vibrant blue wings and tail.
wow.
Yeah,
That's a cool contrast.
it's stunning.
Yeah.
Yeah, and here's a fun fact. They're about 12 inches long,
Okay.
but
So decent sized.
yeah.
Not tiny.
not tiny. Yeah, you'll definitely see them. But another cool thing is that their bills change color as they grow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so like the youngsters have these bright yellow bills.
Oh, like a baby chick?
Yeah, kind of like a baby chick. Exactly.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, but then as they mature, it transitions to black.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So is that like a signal to other jays or something?
Yeah, it could be like a visual signal about their age and experience.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, like
Hey, I'm a grown-up.
exactly. Yeah, back off.
Okay.
Little youngsters over here with their yellow bills.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and another thing about them is they're super social.
Okay.
They live in these tight-knit family units.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it's often with multiple generations.
So like grandma, grandpa, mom, dad, the kids all together.
All together, yeah.
Oh, wow. That's a big family.
Big families. And the older birds help raise the young.
So they're not just hanging out gossiping over berries.
No, they're actually working.
Yeah.
They've got jobs to do.
Yeah, it's called cooperative breeding.
Ooh.
And it's really remarkable. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty unique, right?
Yeah, it's not super common.
Yeah, you don't see that a lot.
But yeah, it's pretty cool.
So it's like a built-in support system for raising a family.
Exactly. Yeah, you've got more eyes to spot danger, more helpers to gather food,
Right.
more experienced birds teaching the young ones the ropes.
So the chicks really get a good start in life.
They do, yeah. They've got a whole team.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and they're not quiet about it either.
Oh, really?
Oh, they are chatty birds.
Okay.
Lots of different calls to communicate different things.
So, like, what kinds of things are they communicating?
Well, they have specific calls to warn each other about predators.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Right.
Safety first.
Yeah, and then others to signal when they found a good food source.
Oh, so like, hey, everybody, come over here. I found some good snacks.
Exactly.
Nice.
Yeah, and they even have some calls that just seem to keep the group connected.
Oh, just like chatting.
Yeah, like their own form of social media.
That was funny.
I know, right?
So, like, what are these feathery foodies eating? Like, what's on the menu for a Yucatan Jay?
Well, they're pretty versatile eaters,
Okay.
which is good in an environment that, can change a lot.
Right?
Yeah. And their diet includes insects, small animals, fruits, seeds.
So they're not picky.
They're not picky at all.
Right.
No, they're constantly foraging, scanning the forest floor branches for their next meal.
So they're pretty active.
Oh, yeah.
Always on the go.
Always on the lookout.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, but we were talking about them being a little dramatic earlier.
Right.
And there is a little bit of a mischievous side to these birds.
Oh, really?
Yeah, sometimes they'll raid other birds' nests.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they'll snatch eggs or even small chicks.
That's a little harsh.
It is a little harsh, I know.
But I guess you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, it's a survival strategy.
Right.
And they're definitely not the only birds that do it.
True.
True. Yes.
So where do they raise their families? Like, where do they make their nests?
Well, they build their nests high up in trees.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, creating a safe haven for their eggs and chicks.
Makes sense.
Yeah, you'll often find them in taller trees.
To get away from predators, maybe.
Yeah, that's probably one reason.
And what about how many chicks do they usually have?
Well, the females usually lay between 2 and 4 eggs.
Okay.
Yeah, and after about 2 weeks of incubation, the little chicks emerge.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, ready to be cared for by the whole family.
Right, so that's where those helper birds come in.
Exactly. Yeah, they play a crucial role in raising those chicks.
That's so cool.
Yeah, they help with keeping them warm,
Aw.
protecting them from danger.
It really does take a village, even in the bird world.
It really does.
Yeah.
So we've talked about their looks, their social lives, their diet, even their nest-raiding antics.
Right.
But what about their overall conservation status?
That's a good question.
Yeah, like, are these amazing birds doing okay out there?
Yeah, are they thriving? Are they struggling? what's the situation? Well, currently, they're classified as a species of least concern.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, which is good news.
Yeah.
It means their populations are relatively stable for now.
Oh, that's a relief to hear.
Yeah.
But I imagine there are still some challenges, right?
Oh, definitely.
Especially since they're only found in this specific region.
Right.
Yeah.
They face the same pressures that many species do, particularly habitat loss.
Right.
As deforestation continues in the Yucatan
Yeah.
and human development expands.
Mm.
The forests they depend on are shrinking.
Right.
And that, directly impacts their nesting sites and their food sources.
Of course. Yeah. It's a reminder that even if a species isn't currently endangered,
Right.
their future isn't guaranteed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Protecting their habitat is really key to their long-term survival.
Absolutely.
Luckily, there are organizations working hard to conserve the Yucatan Peninsula's forests.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Yeah, and not just for the Yucatan Jay, but for all the incredible biodiversity that relies on this ecosystem.
Right. It highlights how interconnected everything is.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Losing even one species,
Mm-hmm.
even one that seems small or insignificant,
Right.
can have ripple effects throughout the whole web of life.
It really can.
So let's talk about the Yucatan Jay's ability to adapt to change.
Right.
We've talked about their social structure and their diverse diet,
Yeah.
but how might those things help them navigate the challenges of a changing environment?
Well, their complex social structure,
Yeah,
with those helper birds raising the young,
right.
could give them a real advantage.
Yeah. How so?
Well, think about it.
Okay.
More eyes watching out for danger,
Yeah.
more birds searching for food,
Mm-hmm.
more adults to raise the chicks.
Right.
It's like a built-in support network.
It's like having a whole team backing you up,
Exactly.
which can make all the difference when facing unpredictable challenges.
Yeah, for sure.
And then there's their flexible diet. They're not picky eaters, which is a huge plus.
Big advantage.
Yeah.
Especially when, their habitat is changing.
Right.
And food sources might become scarce.
Yeah.
Being able to switch between insects, fruits, seeds, even the occasional, opportunistic raid on another bird's nest
Right.
gives them a wider range of options for finding food.
Yeah. That adaptability must really help them.
Yeah, for sure. It's a key part of their resilience.
So they've got this amazing social structure, a diverse diet, and they're clearly intelligent birds.
Yeah.
But let's be realistic.
Okay.
Their ability to adapt has limits.
Of course.
They're highly specialized to the Yucatan Peninsula.
Right.
So if those forests disappear, they'll face a real uphill battle.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Yeah.
I mean, we can marvel at their resilience and celebrate their adaptations,
Mm-hmm.
but we also have to acknowledge that human actions have consequences.
Right.
And we have a responsibility to protect these birds and their habitat.
It makes you think, doesn't it?
It does.
Even the most resourceful creatures can be vulnerable to human-induced changes to their environment.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's a sobering reminder that conservation efforts are crucial.
Mm-hmm.
We can all do our part, whether it's supporting organizations working to protect these forests
Yeah.
or making conscious choices to reduce our own impact on the environment.
Absolutely. Every action, no matter how small, can make a difference.
I agree.
Now, you mentioned their communication skills earlier.
Right.
I'm curious, how might their ability to communicate with each other actually help them adapt to a changing world?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Well, their communication skills could be key to their survival in a dynamic environment.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it.
Okay.
If a favorite food source suddenly disappears,
Yeah.
their ability to communicate within the group
Yeah.
might help them share information about new foraging locations.
It's like their own little bird network,
Exactly.
keeping everyone updated on the best places to find food.
Yeah, like a feathered Yelp for the Yucatan's best berries and bugs.
I love that.
Right.
And their vocalizations can also help them respond to threats more effectively.
Absolutely.
Like imagine a predator entering their territory.
Okay.
Their alarm calls could alert the whole group,
Right.
allowing them to mob the intruder and drive it away.
There's power in numbers.
Exactly, and their communication makes that power even stronger.
For sure.
It's incredible how these social behaviors can contribute to their resilience.
Yeah, it speaks to the incredible diversity of life on Earth and the fascinating ways in which species have evolved to survive and thrive.
Yeah.
For the Yucatan Jay, their strong social bonds and communication could be crucial to their future success.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of the Yucatan Jay,
Okay.
I'm curious about this.
Yeah.
We've talked about their adaptations to a changing environment,
Right.
but how might climate change specifically affect them and their habitat?
Well, that's a critical question to consider.
Yeah.
Climate change presents a whole new set of challenges for species worldwide, and the Yucatan Peninsula won't be spared.
Of course not.
We're talking about potential shifts in temperature
Yeah.
and rainfall patterns,
Hmm.
which could directly impact the availability of food and water for the Yucatan Jay.
And those changes could also lead to more frequent and intense droughts or storms,
Exactly.
putting even more stress on the ecosystem they depend on.
Yeah, it's a complex issue.
Right.
And understanding the potential impacts of climate change is crucial
Hmm.
if we want to develop effective conservation strategies for this species.
Knowledge is power, as they say.
It really is.
Yeah, the more we learn about the Yucatan Jay and their ecosystem,
Right?
the better equipped we'll be to ensure their survival in a changing world.
Well said.
Yeah. Yeah, it really makes you appreciate how much is at stake, right? It's not just about saving one species, it's about protecting entire ecosystems and the intricate web of life they support. But before we wrap up, I wanted to circle back to something you mentioned earlier, the Yucatan Jay's social behavior. We talked about how their communication skills could help them adapt to a changing environment.
Right.
But what about their cooperative breeding strategy?
Yeah.
How might that play into their resilience in the face of challenges like climate change?
That's a great question, and it's one that researchers are really interested in right now, cooperative breeding, with those older, more experienced birds helping to raise the young,
Right.
could be a real asset in those unpredictable conditions.
I see.
Like, just imagine, if food becomes scarce or nesting sites are disrupted,
Yeah.
having more adults around
Right.
to help find resources and protect the young and even share knowledge about surviving tough times
Yeah.
could be absolutely crucial for their survival.
It's almost like having a built-in safety net.
Exactly.
More hands on deck to weather the storm.
I like that.
It makes you wonder if those unique social bonds and the way they work together as a family unit could really give them an edge in a rapidly changing world.
It's definitely a possibility. And it really highlights how much we still have to learn about, the interplay between social behavior and adaptation and survival in the face of environmental change.
Yeah, for sure.
The Yucatan Jay, with its unique social structure and its reliance on a specific vulnerable habitat, it really offers like a fascinating case study for understanding these dynamics.
Absolutely. It's a reminder that there's so much more to discover about the natural world, and that even a bird, as seemingly familiar as a jay, can hold secrets that could change the way we think about conservation and resilience.
I completely agree. And for you listening, this underscores the importance of staying curious, asking questions, and continuing to learn about the incredible diversity of life on our planet.
Yeah.
Every species has a story to tell. And by paying attention to those stories, we gain a deeper understanding of our own place in the world and the interconnectedness of all living things.
So well said. So as we conclude our deep dive into the world of the Yucatan Jay, I want to leave you with this thought. Remember that every action, every choice we make has the potential to impact the delicate balance of nature.
That's true.
By supporting conservation efforts, reducing our own environmental footprint, and simply spreading awareness about the wonders of the natural world, we can all play a role in ensuring that the Yucatan Jay and countless other species continue to thrive for generations to come. Thanks for joining us on the Deep Dive.